I haven't posted in a while because, like many of you, I've been going through. Life is life, and there's a lot going on in the world in just terms of turbulence and challenges and stressors and just a lot. And I'm being very careful not to put a negative connotation on life because I believe that we get to choose what things mean, right? And so, with all of these shootings, with all of the violence, with all of the inflation, with all of the life challenges, the health challenges, people are dying. I went to a funeral this weekend, got another one to go to next weekend. Life is happening to all of us, and we have to develop the coping skills if we're going to stay here, right? And just real talk. I mean, what I mean is suicide and people taking themselves out because they don't have the coping skills to deal with the rigors of life. And so that's why I haven't posted in a while, because I've been dealing with my own, and I've been trying to take my own advice, and I've been trying to control my thinking and practice what I preach and do what I know, because I'm not in a situation like many of you. We're not in a situation where we don't know what to do. We know what to do, but we haven't developed the coping skills to get it done. And so a couple of things I took out of my morning process this morning was that I can learn anything I need to learn. Right? I still have my mental capacity, and I can learn whatever it is I need to learn. So it's my responsibility, right, to understand that and to own that, so that if I'm not dealing with life the way I need to, then it's my responsibility to learn, to go out here in the world and learn what I need to learn. So that's one. Two, I believe full force in the principle of manifestation, right? Or the cybernetic loop, right? Where what you think about determines how you feel, and how you feel determines how you act, and how you act determines what you get, and what you get in life determines what you believe, or it reinforces what you believe. So there's this loop that starts with what you think, how you act, how you feel, or excuse me, how you think, how you act, the results that you get, and then those results reinforce your beliefs. So I firmly believe that. And if I believe that, then it all starts with what I think. And so it all starts with my mental toughness. It all starts with my ability to cope. So my takeaway is I've got to control my thinking, apply what I know, recognize that I don't lose. I either learn something or I win, but I don't lose, right? I learn something or I win, and embrace that, believe that, and then go learn the skills. I sat down here this morning and I started reading, and I read something, and I read something about our default mode, right? The human being defaults to the reticular brain, our reptilian brain. It defaults toward negativity. It's biologically, evolutionary, built into our brains. And so we have to take control of that and become cognizant of the fact that we have this negative bias. And that's why we're so impacted by the negativity of our world, is because we have a negative bias. Our bodies, our brains seek it out because it used to seek that out for safety, right? We used to have this negative bias because there was a saber-toothed tiger in the bushes, or there was an alligator in the water. And so we were always looking for something that was going to eat us. Well, that was, Cro-Magnon man. We don't live in those times. And so we also have a frontal lobe now that's for critical thinking, and that's what we need to use. So all of that to say, without getting too convoluted here, we can control what we think, and then that will determine how we feel. And our feelings are going to control how we take action. And when you take the right action, you can't help but to get results. And then those results will reinforce what you believe in the first place. So my message is take control of what you're thinking. Be responsible for understanding that it's not over for you. You're not too old. The opportunity hadn't passed you by. You know the right people. You just have to control you. I just got to control me. And I got to apply what I know. And so I'm just trying to give that to people so we can get through what's happening in the world and get through with life, because we need a cultural shift. We need a shift in this country where people are taking responsibility for their mental health so we can all live here together. Because if we don't, man, we see where we're headed. We see what contemporary American culture produces. It produces neurosis and psychosis and sickness. That's what American culture is producing. And we need a change. We need a cultural shift right now. We don't need a legislative shift. It doesn't start with legislation. It starts with me and you. It starts with a cultural shift of us owning our titles as neighbors and citizens and husbands and wives and cousins and brothers and mothers and fathers. It comes with us owning our titles, because there's work that we have to do in each of those roles. And if I go out and do the work of being a neighbor, of being a good citizen, of being a good friend, of being a good husband, of being a good co-worker, if I go out here in the world and I make those changes in me, then it's going to reflect in the world. And then we can grow that organically. And if we need to change some laws, then we get together with like-minded people and we change laws. But it doesn't start with the laws. It starts with us. It doesn't, we're the culture changers. We're the ones who can decide, hey, enough is enough. We want to be nicer. We want to be kinder. We want to be gentler. We want to have a more egalitarian society. We want to live and create that more perfect union that the framers so eloquently put, but was so hypocritical in producing. So we should be working toward the more perfect union, but it's going to take all of us. It's going to take a cultural shift first. I am the catalyst, and I'm making positive change.